I'm not sure I really want this. And contrary to expectation, I don't actually drink vodka every day. Anyway, the weather's too hot. I've been coming to this family for 10 years, not just as their doctor, but as a friend. I've changed so much in those 10 years. But why? Because I'm overworked. I'm on my feet from morning till night. There's no let up. Even in bed, I'm always on edge in case I'm hauled out to someone who's ill. I haven't had a day off for years. That's why I've grown old. Life is tiresome, stupid, and dirty. It just drags on and on. Everyone around here is odd. And after just a few years living with them, I became odd myself. It was inevitable. Or perhaps I'm not quite as odd as everyone else, yet. Thank God my brain's still functioning, although my feelings have become stunted. I ask for nothing. I don't need anything. I love no one. Well, maybe just Marina, the old nanny. I had a nanny like her when I was little. It was Lent. The epidemic at Militsky, typhus. Peasants lying on the floors of the huts, filth, stench, smoke everywhere. Calves mixing amongst them, piglets even. I worked non-stop, nothing to eat or drink. I got home. That worker, the one from the railway. I laid him on the table and he died under the chloroform. Everything suddenly hit me between the eyes, as if I had killed him. I shut my eyes like this. All those people, 100 years from now, that the ones whose futures we are working for, will they remember? Will they thank us? No, of course they won't.
Have I been having a sleep? Yes. Do you know, ever since my brother-in-law and his new wife have come, our daily life has gone haywire. I sleep at the wrong time, eat all sorts of rubbish at meals, and drink too much. It's not good for me. Before, I was working all the time. Sonya, that's my niece, and I used to work together. Now Sonya does all the work while I just sleep, eat, and drink. It's not good, you know. Her father was married to my sister. He was a professor. Retired now. He has decided to settle down here. It feels as if he might be here for 100 years. They must be out walking. They'll be back soon. Here they come.
Walk tomorrow, Father?
No, I don't think so. This was quite enough for me.
Not in this weather, darling.
They haven't even stopped for tea. Our beloved Marina has been coddling it all afternoon. Marina's always been in our family. She was nanny to my sister and me, to Sonya, even my mother probably. And Marina still coddles us all. And look at our great scholar, the professor. On a hot, stuffy day like today, he is in his overcoat, heavy shoes, carrying an umbrella, and even wearing gloves. That was his new wife with him, Yelena. Oh, how lovely she is. Just gorgeous. I have never seen a more beautiful. Oh, her eyes. What a woman. I have nothing much to say to the rest of them here now. Even to my friend Astrov, the doctor. That's him over there. Everything's gone stale. I am much the same as I've ever been. Maybe a bit worse. I've grown lazy. I don't do anything. I just moan at everyone like an old codger. You know, that professor still sits in his library from morning till night, as he has always done, just writing and writing and writing, and getting no recognition from anyone. Me, I pity the paper he writes on. He should be writing his autobiography. What a subject for a book. Just think, the life of a retired professor, as withered as a stale biscuit, an old dried out fish with gout, headaches and rheumatism. He's eaten up with jealousy and envy. And this old dead fish is living on the estate of his first wife, my sister. Oh, yes. Actually, he doesn't want to live here, but he can't afford to live in town. He's forever grumbling about his hard lot, when he's in fact been extraordinarily fortunate. He is the son of a very minor cleric, yet he's got himself a professor's chair and, would you believe, has become the son-in-law of a senator. And he's called Your Excellency. Oh, and there's a lot more I could tell you. Oh, yeah. But just you listen to this. He has been writing on art for 25 years, and this man doesn't know the first thing about art. For 25 years, he has been regurgitating other people's ideas about realism or naturalism and all that rubbish. For 25 years, he has been reading and writing things that clever people already know, and stupid ones don't need to know. But he's been completely wasted his time and effort. Oh, the presumption of that. And he has such a high opinion of himself. The presumption. For 25 years, he has been an utter fraud. And now he's retired. No one knows who he is. He's utterly unrecognised. And yet he struts around here as if he were king of the world. I know. You'll say I'm jealous. And yes, I am. Look at the success he has had with women. Don Juan himself was not better placed. His first wife, my sister, was a beautiful, gentle person, as pure as the blue sky above, high-minded, generous, with more admirers than he has had students. She loved him as only angels can love. But they have the sense to love only those as pure and beautiful as themselves. His mother-in-law, my mother, has adored him all along, and he still inspires an almost holy awe in her. His second wife, Alyelena, is an intelligent, beautiful woman. She married him in his old age and has given all her youth, her beauty, her freedom, her gorgeousness to him. What for? Why? And she's faithful to him, unfortunately. But it's all show, nothing else. It's for form's sake only. There's no logic to it. If a woman deceives an older husband she cannot bear, she is seen to be immoral. But if she stifles her youth, her beauty, her real feelings, then she is not regarded as immoral at all. My mother says I have buried my convictions, even the charisma I had as a young man. She talks of my luminous personality, which she says now illuminates no one. Me, luminous, She couldn't say anything more hurtful. I am 47 years old. Until last year, I strove, as she does now, to turn a blind eye to the realities of life. But now, if only you knew. If you knew how I lie awake at night, sick to my stomach, angry to think how stupidly I've wasted my life when I might have been seizing everything that life has to offer. All is now forbidden to someone my age. Mother thinks I should have done something. Done something? Not every man is up for being a writer. Never-ceasing machine like our professor. What a lovely day. A good day to hang oneself.
I have galloped 20 miles over here at breakneck speed to see the professor. I received a note, Yelena Andreevna, saying that your husband was suffering greatly with rheumatism and I know not what, and that he was very ill, but he appears to be perfectly fine. No matter though, it's not the first time. I had planned to stay over tonight and just get some sleep, but I've been called away again, this time to the factory. Well, there's nothing for it then but to go. Damn it, this is so annoying. Marina, I'll have that vodka now. I'd be glad to invite you, Yelena Andreevna, to visit me. You could come with Sonya. My estate is very small, but if you're interested, I could show you the tree nurseries and the seed beds. Their likes are not to be seen within 1,000 miles of here. My little estate is bordered on all sides by official forests, and the manager is very old and often ill, so I oversee all the work myself. It's fascinating. You know, I don't object to cutting wood, but why destroy the forests? Millions of trees have perished, and why? Because people are too lazy and too stupid to bend down and pick up the firewood for themselves off the ground. Don't you agree, Yelena Andreevna? And you, Vanya, are nothing but a brainless idiot to burn so much beauty in your stoves. You're destroying what we cannot replace. Mankind was endowed with brains and creative power to increase what has been given to us, but until now we have created nothing, only destroyed everything. The forests are disappearing, the wildlife is dying out, the rivers are running dry, the climate is changing, and the land becomes poorer and more disfigured every day. I read irony in your face, Vanya. You do not take what I have to say seriously, and in the end I may well be a crank. But when I walk through the peasant's forest that I have saved from the axe, or listen to the rustling of the young trees that I have planted with my own hands, I know I have had some control over these changes. If mankind is happy 1,000 years from now, then I will have played my small part. But I really must be going. I'm probably just a crank after all. Goodbye. Sonya, I can't say when I'll be able to visit again.
Husband was in a bad way again last night, complaining of pains in his legs, but he seems all right again today. That's why I called the doctor. Pity he had to come so far. At least I've had an invitation to visit the doctor's place. I'd heard he was fond of the forests, and of course he can do a great deal of good there by helping to preserve them, but I would have thought that such work would interfere with his real calling as a doctor. He is still young, not more than 36 or 7, I should say. I suspect that the woods do not interest him as much as he says. I would find them monotonous. My stepdaughter, Sonya, defends him, though. He was interesting when he spoke. Likes his vodka. He won't be back again for a while. But Ivan Petrovich, Sonya's uncle, my brother-in-law, he's a different kettle of fish. You have behaved badly again, Ivan Petrovich. What sense was there in irritating your mother by saying a scholar was nothing more than a machine? And at breakfast you quarrelled with my husband again. Really, your behaviour is petty.
But I hate him.
Oh, you've no reason to hate Alexander. He's just like everyone else and no worse than you.
If only you could see your face, your gestures. Oh, how trying life must seem to you.
It is trying, yes, and tedious. You all criticise my husband and then want to take my part. Oh, she must be so unhappy. Her husband is so much older than her. Oh, I understand why you are concerned for me. Like Dr. Astrov said just now, look how you destroy the forests for nothing, and soon there will be none left. In the same way, you are also killing humanity. Soon, simplicity, loyalty, self-sacrifice will have disappeared along with the forests. Why can't you be indifferent to a woman who is not yours? Because, and the doctor was right, you are all in the clutches of the demons of destruction. You have no pity for the birds, trees, women, or one another.
I don't like this philosophy of yours.
The doctor looked exhausted and overwrought. He has an interesting face. Sonya evidently likes him. She's in love with him. I can understand her. Oh, it's the third time he's been here since I came, but I've not yet had the chance to have a proper talk with him or show any kindness towards him. He thinks I am disagreeable. Do you know, Ivan Petrovich, the reason you and I are such good friends is because we are both tedious, ordinary people. Yes, ordinary. Don't look at me like that. I don't like it.
I can't look at you in any other way because I love you. You are my joy, my life, and my lost youth. I know that my chances of being loved in return are vanishingly small, but I want nothing from you. Just let me look at you, listen to your voice.
Someone might hear you.
Don't drive me away. Please let me talk love to you. This one little thing will be my greatest happiness.
This is torment.
Father loves the countryside round here, but for some reason he seems so reluctant to go walking with me. I'd like to take him to the forest, but I don't suppose he's really well enough. It's so hard. My stepmother, Yelena Andreevna, is nice, but she keeps herself to herself. Still, I have plenty to do with the house and the farm. And Marina needs support now, and my grandmother. It's a shame the tea was left to get cold. I asked the doctor, Mikhail Lvovich, to come back for a meal with us after the factory, but he won't. He's such a busy man, and yet he undertakes new plantings in the forest every year. He's been awarded a diploma and a bronze medal for his work. If you listen and actually hear what he has to say, you can't help but agree with him. He says that forests enhance the earth, teach us about beauty and improve our mood. Forests improve harsh climates. According to him, in warmer countries where there's less of a struggle with nature, people are gentler, kinder. He says the arts and sciences flourish there. Their philosophy is positive and their treatment of women courteous, but Uncle Vanya finds the doctor unconvincing somehow. Uncle's just so difficult at the moment. He's always quarrelling with grandmother. The doctor didn't answer when I asked if he'd be back in a month. Oh, well.
Let me see. How long is it? Oh, Lord, help me to remember. The doctor first came here to these parts. Let me think, when was it? Sonia's mother was still alive. It was 2 winters before she died. That was 11 years ago, perhaps more. He was handsome and young then, but now he's an old man and not that handsome at all. Drinks too. Then he had that railwayman die on him, poor man. Our routines have all gone to pot, you know. No wonder Vanya's upset. The professor gets up at 12 and the samovars kept boiling all morning and everything has to wait for him. Before they came, we had a meal at 1 o'clock like everybody else. And now we have it at 7. The professor reads and writes all night, you see. Then all of a sudden, at 2 o'clock, the bell. What does he want? He wants tea. Wake the servants, heat the samovar. Heavens, the upset. Look, this tea was on the table for 2 hours while they went out walking. No wonder it kept going cold. People forget. But God remembers.
Who's there? Is it Sonya? Oh, it's you, Lenochka. Oh, this pain is unbearable. No, don't shut the window. I'm suffocating. I dreamt just now that my left leg belonged to someone else. It hurt so much that I woke up. I don't think this is gout. It's more like rheumatism. What time is it?
12:20.
20 past 12, you say? Oh, why do I find it so hard to breathe? They say you can get angina from gout. I'm afraid I might get angina. Oh, damn this wretched old age. I'm not an idiot. I can understand you. You are young, healthy, and beautiful, and longing for life. I'm an old man, all but dead. Of course, I can see it's foolish of me to go on living so long, but hang on just a little more and I'll soon set you all free. My life cannot drag on much longer. Everyone's exhausted, thanks to me. They're all fed up, wasting their good days, and of course, I'm the only one enjoying life. I've worn everyone out. That's it. Strange. Everyone listens to Ivan Petrovich and his idiot of a mother, but the moment I open my mouth, you begin to feel yourselves badly treated. You can't even stand the sound of my voice. Well, even if I were horrible, even if I were selfish, a monster, haven't I the right at my age? Haven't I earned it? Haven't I earned the right to be listened to? I've lived my life as a scholar. I'm used to my study, the lecture room, the esteem of my colleagues. And now I suddenly find myself plunged into this hole of a place where I'm condemned to see the same stupid people from morning till night and listen to their futile chatter. I want to live. I long for success and fame and the noise of life. And here, I'm as good as in exile. Oh, it's dreadful to spend my time grieving for the past, watching the success of others, fearing death. I can't stand it. It's more than I can bear. And no one is ready to make allowances for me being old.
Yelena?
Sonya, is that you talking? Oh, I know I insisted on the doctor coming, but I won't see him. Astrov knows as much about medicine as I know about astronomy. I won't talk to the stupid fool. What time is it? Oh, it's stifling in here. Sonya, hand me that bottle that's on the table there. No, not that one. Can't you understand? Can't I ask you to do anything? Oh, no. Not Ivan Petrovich. Oh, don't leave me alone with him. Oh, don't. He'll never stop talking. Sonya and Lena can go to bed, and he must go away too. Oh, please go. Lenotchka, don't leave me alone with him. He'll talk non-stop.
I'd like to go to bed, but I haven't cleared away the samovar. I can't go to bed yet.
No one's in bed. They're all worn out. And it's only me enjoying myself.
Oh,
Can't you see?
what's the matter? It hurts, does it? My own legs keep throbbing too. Oh, so badly. You've had this illness for such a long time. Sonia's mother, bless her soul, used to stay awake with you too and wear herself out for you. She loved you so much. Us old people want to be pitied as much as the young ones, but nobody cares about us somehow. Come on, let me make you some herbal tea and warm your poor feet for you. I'll say a prayer to God for you. Oh, my feet are aching badly too. Sonia's mother used to wear herself out with the heartache and sorrow of it all. You were still young and silly then, Sanishka. Come on now.
I am exhausted. 2 nights without sleep. Alexander talks as if we are to blame for his being old. No one is disputing his rights. The wind is rising. His rights have never been questioned by anyone. Something is amiss in this house. My mother-in-law hates everything except her precious books. My husband is irritable and doesn't trust me and is afraid of Ivan Petrovich. Sonya is angry with her father and with me. Hasn't spoken to me for 2 weeks. I'm at the end of my tether. I've come close to bursting into tears at least 20 times today. Something is rotten in this house. Ivan Petrovich is cultured and intelligent, and surely he understands that the world is not destroyed by marauders and raging fires, but by hatred and conflict, all these petty conflicts we have. He ought to stop complaining at everyone and bring people together. Oh, go away.
I want to give you my life and my love.
When you talk to me about love, I feel nothing. I don't know how to respond to you. Forgive me, I have nothing to say to you. Good night.
If only you understood how upset I am at the thought that your life is being wasted like mine.
Fun. You are drunk. You used not to drink, nor talk so much. Go to bed, I'm tired of you.
My darling, wonderful woman.
Leave me alone. This is awful.
She's gone. I first met her 10 years ago at her sister's house when she was 17 and I was 37. Oh, why did I not fall in love with her then and propose to her? It could have happened so easily. And now she would have been my wife. Yes, we would both have been woken by the thunderstorm and she would have been frightened, but I would have held her in my arms and whispered, "Don't be afraid, I am here." Oh, such wonderful thoughts, so perfect, I could laugh. Oh, my God, everything is so mixed up in my head. How have I got so old? Why can't she understand me? I hate that show she puts on, her easy morality, that absurd facile talk about the destruction of the world, marauders and raging fires. Oh, how I have been deceived. I used to worship the professor, that pitiful, gout-ridden nonentity. I have worked like an ox for him. Sonya and I have squeezed this estate dry to support him. We have sold our butter, milk, and our peas like traders, never keeping much for ourselves, scrimping our kopecks so that we could save thousands of rubles to send to him. I was proud of him and his scholarship. I lived and breathed through him. Whatever he wrote or said, I took to be the words of a genius. But now, my God, now he's retired, we can see all his life's work. There is not a single page that will endure. He is absolutely unknown. He's an utter non-entity, nothing more than a bubble of soap. Now I can see how I have been deceived, grossly deceived. Oh, here's the doctor, but I can't deal with him now. He's staying the night here. He wants to spend the night drinking and talking, and then take me home with him. I can't. I told him Yelena was my friend, and he came back with his usual vulgar riposte. A woman can only be a man's friend after having first been his acquaintance and then his lover. Then she becomes his friend. Oh, Sonia's going to nag me about drinking. You watch. Shouldn't be drinking at my age. Age has got nothing to do with it. When real life falls apart, you must create an illusion. It's better than nothing. Tears? What tears? There are no tears in my eyes. You looked at me then, just like your mother used to, my darling. Oh, if only she knew. I don't feel well. It's nothing. Later. It's nothing. I'm going.
Doctor!
What do you want?
Drink as much as you please for yourself, but please, I implore you, don't let Uncle Vanya do it. It's bad for him.
Very well, we won't drink any more. I'm going home shortly. That is arranged, but please don't ask me to come and see your father anymore. Today he completely refused to see me.
Has been spoiled. Would you like something to eat?
Oh, yes, please.
I love to eat at night. I'm sure we can find something for you here. They say
My father
women
made
have spoiled him. Here's some cheese for you.
Oh. I've had nothing to eat all day. Your father can be very difficult. May I? We are alone here, and I can speak freely. I could not stand living in this house even for a month. Your father is entirely obsessed with his books and his gout. Your Uncle Vanya with his moods. Then there's your grandmother, and then your stepmother.
What about her?
A human being ought to be wholly in harmony. The face, the clothes, the spirit, and the thoughts. Your stepmother is, of course, beautiful to look at, but she does nothing but sleep, eat, walk, and enchant us, and that is all. An idle life can never be a perfect one. However, I may be judging her too severely. Like your Uncle Vanya, I am discontented. So we are both grumblers.
Aren't you satisfied with life?
You know, I like life as life, but I hate and despise the daily grind of rural Russia. As for my own personal life, there's absolutely nothing good about it. As you know, I work hard, harder than anyone else around here. But at times, I suffer unbearably. I can see no light ahead. I have no hope. It is so long since I have loved anyone.
Don't you love anyone?
Not a soul. Well, I feel a certain tenderness for your Nanny Marina for old time's sake. I can't get along with the educated people at all, let alone the peasants. People think I'm odd. I love the forest, that's odd. I don't eat meat, that's different too. An innocent, uncomplicated and free partnership with nature and people is just not possible.
Please, I implore you, don't drink anymore.
Why not?
Because it doesn't suit you. You are gracious. Your voice is tender more than anyone I know. You're even handsome. Please, don't drink anymore. Why must you destroy yourself? Please don't.
I won't drink anymore.
Promise me?
I give you my word of honor.
Thank you.
Look, I am perfectly sober right now. I shall remain so until the end of my days. I am old, tired and dull. I could never attach myself to anyone again. I love no one. I never shall. No beauty still has the power to grab me. Yelena Andreevna could turn my head in a day if she wanted to, but that is not love. That is not commitment.
What's the matter?
It's just... During Lent, one of my patients died under the chloroform.
Time to forget about that. Tell me, Mikhail Lvovich, if I had a friend or a younger sister, and you found that she, let's say, loved you, what would you do?
I wouldn't do anything. I would make her understand that I could not return her love. Now I really must be going. Goodbye, my dear girl. I shall go out through the sitting room, in case your Uncle Vanya tries to detain me.
Not a word. His heart and soul are still blocked to me. And yet, for some reason, I am so happy. I wonder why. I told him he was gracious, even handsome, and that his voice was tender. Perhaps I shouldn't have. I can still feel his voice sounding through the air. It touches me. And yet, when I asked about my friend, younger sister, he didn't understand. Oh, how ghastly it is to be unattractive. I know that. We came out of church last Sunday. I heard people talking about me. One woman said, "She's such a nice, kind girl. What a pity she's so plain. So plain."
The storm is over. Smell the fresh air. Where's the doctor?
Gone.
Sonyechka, how much longer are you going to sulk at me? Nothing has happened between us, has it, to make you like that? Can't we be friends again?
I long wanted to. Let's make up.
Oh, that's lovely. There's wine. Let's drink to our new friendship. Same glass. Here's to us.
To us. I've so long wanted to, but I just couldn't ask.
Hey, don't cry. Oh, silly, now I'm crying too. You are angry with me because you believe that I married your father for the wrong reasons. If you believe in such things, I'll swear an oath to you that I married him for love. I was swept away by his scholarship and renown. I know now that it wasn't true love, but it felt so real at the time.
Tell me, as a friend, are you happy?
Not really.
I knew it. One more question. Honestly, do you wish your husband was younger?
What an innocent you are. Yes, of course I do. Go on, ask me something else.
You like the doctor?
Yes, very much.
I'm looking a bit stupid, aren't I? He's just left, but his voice is still sounding in my ears. I hear his footsteps. I see his face at the window. Let me talk to you about him. I can't talk out loud down here. I'm too shy. Come to my room and we'll talk there. Look stupid to you, I expect, but say something about him.
What can I say?
Clever. He can do everything. He cures the sick. He plants forests.
It's not just a question of being a doctor and forests, my love. He is talented. Do you know what that means? It means he is brave, free-thinking, broad-minded. He plants a tree and he is looking 1,000 years into the future. He's foreseeing the happiness of the human race. People like that are rare and should be cherished. So what if he drinks and behaves badly from time to time? A man of talent in Russia cannot be a complete saint. I wish you all the happiness in the world. You deserve it. As for me, I'm useless, a worthless sort of person in whatever I do, whether it's music, love, my husband's house. To tell you the truth, Sonya, I am very, very unhappy. There is no happiness for me. Ever. Why are you laughing?
I'm so happy. So happy.
I want to play something. Perhaps I shall play the piano.
Oh, do. I couldn't possibly sleep now. Play.
I will. But your father is still awake and music irritates him when he's ill. But if he says I can, I shall play something. Go on, Sonya, ask him.
Will do.
It's been so long since I played. And it will make me cry like an idiot.
He says no.
The professor asked us to be here by 1. It is now 1:45. It seems he has some communication to make to the world. Look at Yelena. She's lounging about from sheer idleness. But it's nice. Very nice. Oh, why is she so bored here? The blood of a wood nymph runs in her veins, but she won't let herself be one. I told her she should let go, fall head over heels in love with some other sprite, and then plop head first into a deep pool. Then she would make the professor and all of us throw up our hands in horror. She got cross with me when I said that. I apologized, kissed her hand, but she told me I was cruel, said she just wanted to be left alone. As a peace offering, I'm going to fetch the bunch of flowers I picked for her this morning. Some autumn roses, beautiful, wistful roses.
Autumn roses, beautiful, wistful roses.
I am dying of boredom. What can I do?
You can help run this place. Teach the children, help care for the sick. Isn't that enough? Before you and Father came, Uncle Vanya and I used to go to the market ourselves to help trade the flour.
I don't know anything about such things. And besides, they don't interest me. It's only in novels that women go out and teach or minister to the peasants. How can I suddenly begin to do that?
How can you live here and not do something? Wait a while. You will get used to it all. Your restlessness is catching. Look at Uncle Vanya. He does nothing now but follow you like a shadow and pick wistful roses. And I have left my work here today to come and talk to you. Dr. Astrov hardly ever used to come. But now he abandons his forests and his patients, and he's here every day. You must be an enchantress.
September already. How will we survive the long winter here? Where is the doctor?
Working in Uncle Vanya's room. I'm glad Uncle's gone. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Well, don't, Sonya.
I am not attractive.
You have lovely hair.
Don't say that. Whenever a woman is not pretty, they always say she has lovely hair or eyes. I have loved the doctor for 6 years. I hear his voice beside me every moment of the day. I feel the touch of his hand on mine. I look up and think I see him coming. As you know, I run to you just to talk about him. He's here every day now. He never looks at me. He never notices me. It's agony. I have absolutely no hope. No hope at all. God, give me strength to carry on. I prayed all last night. Sometimes I go up to the doctor to speak to him and look into his eyes. My pride is gone. I'm not in control of myself. Yesterday I told Uncle Vanya I was losing it. Everyone knows I love him, but he never notices me.
He is an odd man. Listen, Sonya, will you allow me to speak to him? I shall be careful. Only a hint. You have been such in uncertainty all these years. Please, let me do it. I shall be careful. He won't notice a thing. We only want to know whether it's yes or no, don't we? And if it is no, then he must stay away from here, mustn't he? It will be easier for you not to see him anymore. We won't put the conversation off for a moment. Go and find him at once and tell him that I wish to see him.
You will tell me the whole truth, won't you?
Of course I will. Trust me, my love.
Yes, I'll tell him you want to see his drawings.
Oh, yes.
Perhaps it's better not to know. But yet, there may be hope.
What?
Nothing.
Yet there is nothing sadder than knowing another's secret when you cannot help them. He is clearly not in love with her, but why shouldn't he marry her? She is not pretty, but she is clever, kind, nice. She would make a perfect wife for a country doctor of his age. I can understand how the poor girl feels. She lives here, in this desperately lonely place with no one lively around her, and then he appears from time to time, this Dr. Astrov. So different, so handsome, so interesting, so distracting. He is like seeing the moon rise on a dark night. She wants to surrender to his embrace and lose herself in his arms. I must be a little in love with him myself. It's true, I find life a little tedious without him. And when I think of him, I smile. Well, Uncle Vanya says I have the blood of a nymph in my veins. Well, perhaps I should let go, like he says. But I'm a bit of a coward, a bit reluctant. My conscience torments me. He comes here every day now. I can guess why, and I feel guilty. I want to ask Sonya to forgive me and have a good cry with her.
Good morning. You wanted to see my maps?
Yes, you promised you would show me your work. Have you the time now?
Of course I have. Where were you born?
St. Petersburg.
And educated?
At the conservatoire there.
You don't find our life here very interesting, do you?
Oh, don't I? No, it's true. I don't know the area very well, but I have read a great deal about it.
I have my own desk here in Vanya's room. When I'm absolutely worn out, I drop everything and rush over here to lose myself in this work for an hour or two. Not very often, just once a month or so. Now, here is a map of our area as it appeared 50 years ago. The green areas, both dark and light, represent forests. As you can see, half the map is covered with them. Where the green is striped with red, the forests were inhabited by elk and wild goats. On this lake lived great flocks of swans, geese and ducks. Now they have vanished into thin air. Next to them I have marked the various settlements and so on. This area supported a great many cattle and horses, as indicated by the quantity of blue paint. Now look further down. This is as it appeared 25 years ago. Only a third of the map is green with forests. There are no elk left and no goats. The blue paint is lighter and so on and so on. And then look at the third sheet, our area as it appears today. Well, you still see spots of green, but not much. All the wildflowers have disappeared. It is a picture of a regular and slow decline, which evidently will only take another 10 or 15 years to be completed. You could say, of course, that had we had roads or a railway running through here, that people would have been better educated, healthier and richer. But as it is, we have nothing of the kind. The same swamps and mosquitoes are there, the same diseases and poverty. It's an entire process of degeneration that we are confronted by. But I see from your face that this has no interest for you.
I know so little about such things. And frankly, my mind was elsewhere. Forgive me, but I need to have a serious talk with you. I'm embarrassed. I don't know how to begin.
A serious talk?
But yes, but quite an innocent one. let us discuss it plainly, like friends, and then forget what has passed between us, shall we?
Very well.
It is about a certain young lady I know, Sonya. Do you like her?
I respect her.
Do you like her as a woman?
No.
Just one more thing, and that will be the last. You haven't noticed anything?
No, nothing.
Oh, you do not love her. I can see that in your eyes. She loves you and is suffering for it. You must understand that and not come here anymore.
My best years are long gone. Well, now I haven't the time. Where should I find the time for that sort of thing?
Oh, what an unpleasant conversation. I feel quite winded. Thank heavens that is over. Let us forget everything as if nothing has been said. You are sensible. You will understand. Oh, I'm actually blushing.
If you had spoken to me a month ago, I might perhaps have considered it, but now, of course, if she is suffering, but I cannot understand why you had to put me through this conversation. Oh. Oh, you are very clever.
I don't understand.
Cunning. Now, I am ready to see that it is difficult for Sonya, but what does this conversation of yours actually mean? Don't look so surprised. You know exactly why I come here every day and for whose sake I come. My sweet little predator. Don't look at me that way. I'm an old hand.
Predator? What do you mean?
You beautiful, furry little weasel. You have to have a victim. Now then, I am sure you knew all of this without putting me through this serious talk. Well, I surrender. You have caught me. Now eat me.
You've gone mad.
You are not refusing me.
I am better and more honest than you take me for. Goodbye.
Why goodbye? Don't say goodbye. Don't waste words. Oh, how lovely you are. One kiss. Oh, such hands.
Enough of this. Please go. Have you taken leave of your senses?
Where can we meet? Tomorrow? Don't you see that we must meet? That it's inevitable?
Stop this. Leave me. Oh, don't go.
Meet me in the forest tomorrow at 2. Will you? Will you come?
Yeah. Let me go. This is awful.
It doesn't matter. No matter.
The weather is very fine today, Ivan Petrovich. The morning was overcast and looked like rain, but now the sun is shining again. A very fine autumn. But the days are growing short.
You must do your best. You must use all your influence to get my husband and me away from here today. Do you hear me? I must leave here today.
Oh, all right. Liliana, I saw everything.
You hear me? I must leave here today.
Is everyone here? I hate this house. It has so many different rooms. It's difficult to find everyone in it.
What did he say?
I'll tell you later.
You're shaking. Are you upset? I understand. He said he wouldn't come here anymore, didn't he?
Please be seated. Sonya? Sonya? Oh, she does not hear me. Sit down too, Nanny. Sonya? Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Perhaps you do not need me. Can I be excused?
Oh, you are needed now more than anyone.
What do you want of me?
Of you? But what are you angry about? If it's anything I've done, please forgive me.
Oh, drop that and get down to the business. What do you want?
Right, I begin. I've asked you to assemble here to discuss a very important matter. I want to ask you for your assistance and advice. And knowing your unfailing amiability, I think I can count on both. The truth is, I am old and ill, and I realize the time has come for me to dispose of my property in the interest of my family. My life is almost over. And I'm not thinking of myself, but I have a young wife and a daughter. I cannot continue to live in the country. We are not made for country living. But we can't afford to live in town on the income derived from this estate. We could sell the forest, but that would be a one-off measure. We need to find some means of guaranteeing an annual income. So, with this object in view, I have devised a plan which I would like you to consider. In brief, our estate pays on average no more than 2% of the money invested in it. I propose to sell it, and if we invest the money in bonds, that will earn us some 4 or 5%. And there'd probably be a surplus of several thousand rubles with which we could buy a summer cottage in Finland and maybe...
Hold on! Repeat what you just said. I don't think I heard you properly.
We'll invest the money in bonds and buy a summer cottage in Finland with...
No, not Finland. You said something else.
I propose to sell the place.
Ah, that was it. So, you are going to sell up. Well, that's rich. And what do you propose to do with my old mother and me and Nonachka and with Sonya here?
That will be decided in due course. We can't do everything at once.
Hang on. It is now clear to me that until this moment I have not had an iota of sense in my head. I have always been stupid enough to think that the estate belonged to Sonya. My father bought it as a wedding present for my sister, and so I naively thought my sister's estate would go to Sonya.
Of course it's Sonya's, no one denies that. I wouldn't sell it without Sonya's consent. On the contrary, what I'm doing is for Sonya's good.
This is inconceivable. Either I am going mad or...
Uncle Vanya?
Oh, no, go ahead, say anything you please, anything.
Well, I can't imagine why you're so upset. I'm not saying my plan is an ideal one. If you're all opposed to it, then well, I shan't insist.
The price was 95,000 rubles. My father paid 70 and left a debt of 25. Now listen, this place could never have been bought had I not given up my inheritance in favour of my sister, whom I deeply loved, and what is more, worked like an ox for 10 years, and thanks to my own personal efforts, the place is entirely clear of debts. And now, when I've grown old, you want to chuck me out.
I can't imagine what you're driving at.
For 25 years, I have managed this estate like the most honest of bailiffs and sent you the income from it, and you have never given me one single word of thanks, not one. Not when I was younger, nor now. You gave me a paltry salary of 500 rubles a year, a pittance. You have never even thought of adding a ruble to it.
What did I know of such things, Ivan Petrovich? I'm not a practical man. I don't understand them. You could have helped yourself to anything you wanted.
Yes! Why didn't I steal from you? Why do you all despise me for not stealing? It would have been fairer and I wouldn't now be a pauper. For 25 years, I have been sitting here with my mother and Sonya like moles in a hole. We only ever thought about you. In the daytime, we talked of you and your work with admiration and spoke your name with respect. Our nights we devoted to reading periodicals and books that I now utterly despise.
I don't understand what you want.
We used to think of you as superhuman, But now I am not blind anymore, and I see you for what you are. You write on art without knowing anything about it. Those books of yours, which I used to admire, are not worth a kopeck. You are a fraud.
Can't get anybody stop him, or I'm going.
Ivan Petrovich, I'm telling you to stop this instant. Do you hear?
I will not be silenced. Wait, I have not done with you yet. You have destroyed my life. I have never lived at all. I've wasted my best years, all ruined thanks to you. You are my worst enemy.
But what do you want from me? And what gives you the right to speak to me like that? You non-entity. Well, if the estate is yours, then take it. I don't do it.
I'm getting out of this hell now. I can't stay here a moment longer.
My life has been a failure. I am talented, clever, bold. If I had lived a normal life, I might have become another Schopenhauer or Dostoevsky. I'm talking nonsense. I'm going mad.
Oh, Ivan Petrovich.
Oh, Nanichka!
What shall I do? No, don't speak. I know what to do. You will remember me.
Tell me, what on earth is the matter? Oh, take that madman away. I can't stay in the same house as him.
We're leaving today. We must get ready at once.
What a pitiful little man.
Father, you must be kind to us. Uncle Vanya and I are so unhappy. Have pity on us. Remember how Uncle Vanya and Granny used to translate books for you and copy your papers every night. Every night! Uncle Vanya and I have slogged for you. We never spent a kopeck on ourselves. We sent it all to you. I'm not saying this as I would want to, but you must understand, Father, and be kind to us.
For heaven's sake, Alexander, go and talk to him. Have it out with him.
Very well, I'll talk to him, but I shan't apologise for a thing. I'm not angry with him, but you must admit his behaviour has been odd, to say the least. Excuse me, I'll go and find him.
Be gentle with him. Try and calm him down.
Oh, Janichka!
Oh, it's all right, love. The geese will cackle and then stop. Cackle and stop.
Janichka!
Oh, you're shivering. There, my love. God is merciful. A cup of herbal tea and you'll soon feel better. Don't cry, my sweet. Look, the geese have all gone. The devil take them. Oh, what else was that?
He shot at me! Stop him! He's gone mad!
Give it to me! Give it to me!
Get away, Ilyana, get away! Where is he? Ah, there he is! Bang! Missed! Failed again! Damn! Damn to hell with him!
Get me out of here. I can't stay here a moment longer.
What am I doing? What have I done?
Janichka! Janichka!
I'm a little tired, but I suppose I must go and say goodbye to the Professor and Yelena. They're leaving for Kharkov soon, thank goodness. They're going for a look-see, travelling light. Mark my words, it's fate. It's fate that's decided they're not going to live here. Quite right. What a kerfuffle we've had. Shameful. I wish I'd never laid eyes on them. Now we can have things as they were again. Tea at 8, dinner at 1, and supper in the evening. Everything in order as us decent folks like to have it. It's a long time since I've had noodles. I think Sonia's in the garden with the doctor. They're looking for Vanya. They think he might do himself some harm. I've hidden his pistol in the cellar.
Leave me alone. Go away, Nyanechka. Go away and leave me to myself. I won't have the both of you watching me like this.
Yes, Vanya, of course. The goose still cackles.
Leave me be.
I would if I could. I'm behind as it is, but I'm not going until you return what you took from me.
I took nothing from you.
Oh, you didn't? Very well, then we shall have to resort to force. We'll tie you down and search you. I mean it.
Do as you please. Oh, how could I have made such a fool of myself? I missed him twice.
Should have put a bullet through your own head.
Hard, isn't it? I tried to kill someone and I'm not going to be arrested or brought to trial. That means they think I'm mad. Me? Mad? And yet he who hides his mediocrity, his stupidity, his callousness behind a professor's mask is not mad. Or she who marries an older man and then deceives him is not mad. I saw you kiss her. I saw you in each other's arms.
Yes, I did kiss her. So what? Look, this is an old trick. You are not mad, you are simply a fool. I used to think that every fool had lost his mind, but now I see that lack of sense is normal in human beings. You are perfectly normal.
If you only knew how ashamed I am. This torment is like no other pain. I can't bear it. What can I do?
Nothing.
I am 47 years old. I could live to 60. That's a long time. How can I bear it for 13 more years? How can I fill them? But you don't see it, do you? Oh, if only I could live the rest of my life in some new way. Forget the past. Begin again. Tell me how to do it.
What sort of a new life can you or I possibly have to look forward to? There is no hope for us.
None at all?
None.
Give me something. I have sharp pains here.
Stop it. It may be that generations to come may find some happiness, but you and I have but one hope, to have pleasant, maybe even gorgeous dreams when we're under the ground. Yes, brother, you and I were the only two decent, intelligent men in the whole area, but we have rotted away like the rest. Now then, don't try to put me off anymore. Give me back what you took from me.
I took nothing from you.
You took a little bottle of morphine out of my medicine bag. Listen, if you are determined to put an end to it all, go out into the woods and shoot yourself. Give me back the morphine, or there'll be a whole lot of fuss and people will think that I gave it to you. And I don't want to have to perform a post-mortem on you. Do you think I should find that pleasant?
Leave me alone!
Sonya, your uncle has stolen a bottle of morphine out of my medicine bag and won't give it up.
Uncle Vanya, did you take the morphine?
Yes, he took it. I am absolutely sure.
Give it back. Why do you want to frighten us? Please give it back, Uncle. I am no less unhappy than you, but I won't despair. I grin and bear it, and will do until the end of my life. And you must bear it too. Give it back, Uncle Vanya. Dear sweet Uncle Vanya, give it back. You're so good and kind. I know you will have pity on us and give it back. You must get through this, Uncle. You must.
Oh, here, take it. And now we must get to work on something at once. We must do something, or else I shall not be able to bear it.
Yes. Work. As soon as we have seen them off, we will make a start. Everything is in a dreadful muddle.
Now I can be off.
Ah, there you are, Ivan Petrovich. We're leaving in a moment. Alexander wishes to speak to you.
Come, Uncle Vanya. You and Father must make peace. It's absolutely necessary.
I am going away. Goodbye.
So soon. Goodbye.
You promised me you would go away yourself today.
I've not forgotten. I'm going shortly. Was it so frightening? Were you terrified? Couldn't you stay? Tomorrow, in the forest?
No. It is all settled. And that is why I can look you so plainly in the face. There's one thing I must ask of you, though. Don't think too badly of me. I should like you to have some respect for me.
Please, stay. Accept that there is nothing for you to do in this world. You have no aim in life. There is nothing to occupy your attention, and sooner or later you will give in to your feelings. You can't help it. Better that should happen not in Kharkov, but here, with this nature around us. It would be poetical, even beautiful. We have the forests.
How odd you are. I am angry with you, and yet I shall always remember you with pleasure. We shall never meet again, and therefore I shall tell you, why should I conceal it, that I am just a little in love with you. Come, just one last touch, and then let us part friends.
Yes, you should go. You and your husband have infected us with your uselessness. I have been absolutely swept off my feet. I have done nothing constructive for weeks. Wherever you go, you and your husband will always take destruction of some sort with you. I'm joking, of course. And yet, oddly, I am convinced that had you stayed, some sort of mighty devastation would have occurred. I would have gone to my ruin, and you, well, it would have ended badly for you too. So leave us. E finita la commedia.
I shall take this pencil to remember you by.
How strange it is. We meet and then suddenly we must part forever. While we are alone, before Uncle Vanya comes in with his bouquet of roses, permit me to kiss you goodbye. May I?
We will never meet again, and I wish you all the happiness in the world. And so, for once in my life, and blow the consequences. Now I must go.
Yes. Go straight away.
People are coming.
Finita.
Let us not focus on the past. I have gone through so much in the last few hours, I feel capable of writing a whole treatise on the conduct of life for the instruction of posterity. I gladly accept your apology, Ivan Petrovich, and myself ask your forgiveness. Goodbye, Sonya. Goodbye, all. And many thanks, Doctor, for your pleasant company. I have a deep regard for your opinions and enthusiasm. But let me, as an old man, give you one word of advice in parting. Do something, my friends. Get on with it. Good luck to you all.
Goodbye, Yelena. Forgive me. We shall never see each other again.
Bye, Ivan Petrovich.
I should be leaving shortly too. Why don't you go out and see them off?
Let them go. I can't go out there. I feel too miserable. I must get to work on something at once. To work. Work.
They've gone. The professor is glad to go. You couldn't tempt him back now, even if you paid him.
They've gone.
Gone. God be with them. And now, Uncle, let us get on with something.
Yes. Work. To work.
It's ages since you and I sat together at this table. There's no ink. It's sad to see them go. Come, let us do the accounts. They're in a dreadful mess. Come, Uncle, you do this one, and I will do the next.
Account number...
Oh, I can't stop yawning.
How still it is. Peaceful. So warm and comfortable, I hate to go. That's my horse they're bringing round. Now I just have to say goodbye to you all. Onto my little table here. And I'm off.
Don't hurry away. Stay a little longer with us.
I can't.
And carry forward from last year's unpaid account. 275.
When shall we see you again?
Not again this winter. Probably not before next summer. Of course, if something should happen, let me know. Thank you for your kindness, for your hospitality, for everything. Goodbye, Nanechka.
Are you going without your tea?
I don't want any.
Well, you'll have a drop of vodka.
Well, all right. I have to go to the blacksmith's on the way home. The horse is going lame. I bet it's boiling hot in Africa right now.
Yes, probably.
Help yourself. Good health. Or eat the bread with it.
I prefer it without. And so, goodbye. You needn't come out and see me off, Nanechka.
2nd of February, 20 pounds of butter. 16, 20 pounds of butter again. Buckwheat flour.
He's gone.
Gone.
Total 15, 25.
Oh, bless me.
Sonya, I feel crushed. If only you knew how miserable I am.
And we do. We must live our lives. We will survive, Uncle. We will live through the endless days to come and the long evenings. We will face up to whatever fate has to throw at us. We will work ceaselessly for others, now and when we are old. And when the end finally comes, we will meet it with humility. And after death, we will say we suffered, we wept, and that life was bitter, and God will have pity on us. And then, dear sweet Uncle Vanya, we shall find a bright, beautiful, gracious life. We shall rejoice. We'll look back on our unhappiness, and we shall be moved. We will smile, and we will rest. I believe it, Uncle, deeply, fervently. We will have rest. Rest. We shall hear angels. We shall see heaven covered with diamonds. We shall see today's evils and our pain melt away in the great love that will enfold all the world. Our life will be peaceful, tender, gentle as my touch. I believe it. I do believe it. Oh, poor Uncle, there are tears in your eyes. You have never known true happiness. But wait, Uncle. Just wait. We will have rest. We will. We will have rest.